Welcome to Mr. Giant Reacts and Ting and Ting and Ting. I'm Mr. Giant, back with another video for you, back with another reaction. And normally, when people are trying to look at other countries, they look at the big cities. Like in this case, it's like this young lady is going to go visit a village in Serbia. Okay. Usually people go to see Novi Sad, Belgrade, the bigger cities. I might like to see the rural life and stuff like that, see what's going on in there. That's what the internet should be able to do to you. And if you're on the internet a lot trying to look up this kind of stuff and you're worried about your privacy or security, I have a tool for you. It's called NordVPN. They will help protect you with your security and your privacy and thing. Understand what I'm going to say? Have a link in the description. If you want to check that out, go ahead and check it out. Okay, now let's get on to this video so we could see what the Serbian village looks like. And the woman looked like she's African. So it's from an African village person perspective, maybe. Let's check it out.
Good morning, guys. I am currently somewhere in a village somewhere in Serbia. So I don't know village life here. So I'm told these houses are all empty. Some people are in America, some people are in Europe. In Africa, when someone says,
Looks like a
I'm gonna take
suburb
you
to
to a
me.
village, this is not how the village looks like.
No.
It actually looks like a village. This looks like someone's mansion. You know what I'm saying? So, but let's see. I'm not
That looks like the burbs right there to me. You know what I mean? Maybe when she goes in further, we'll check out some vibe here. Let's check
sure
it out.
what we're gonna get into today. So, but I know that I'm in a village somewhere in Serbia, and this is all Romanian. This is a Romanian neighborhood. The families here are all Romanian. Yeah. So we are in a
Now we in a village
family
scene.
home in the village.
Yeah, now that looks like a village.
Oi. قاعدين لو فارح The thing about village life is ignore the dogs, but you will find similar things. You have pig, and you have pig, but in other countries you will have goats and cows and things like that. Obviously in a Muslim cities or in Muslim villages you will not see pigs. It's very, very, very rare. They don't do nothing with it.
That's the thing. You understand what I'm saying? When you're in a big city, New York, Belgrade, Bucharest, Skokie, big cities all seem to have the same sort of atmosphere. You know what I mean? It's a rush, 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 get stuff done. You know what I mean? Business, business, business. But when you go out to the rural areas, to the villages, it all seems like the same there too, only in a different way. It's a more down to earth life. Like this village, although it might not look like it because the culture is kind of different, but if you go to like Appalachia here, Eastern Kentucky, out into the places of West Virginia, Ohio, the lifestyle is pretty much the same. There's animals, there's chickens, you know what I mean? There's a little bit of farming going on. Everybody's got a little farming patch of land and stuff that they work and they subsidize to feed themselves and stuff like that. So it's kind of the same. We're not that different from each other when we really sit down and take a look at it. Worldwide, that is, a village is a village, you know what I mean? And you could tell, like, you're going to see probably how friendly they are. I'm not saying they're not friendly in, like, Belgrade or big cities, but you know what I'm saying. It's a whole different type of friendliness in a rural area.
As they are non-Muslim. So now there is dogs.
Dogs
Actually,
too,
let's
man.
go see the
Dogs are
chickens.
always barking in a village.
Hey guys, the funny thing about village, I love about village life is that you have the animals, and then you grow your own food. Look at this now.
Backyard
They are
gardens.
growing. I see some green onion here. I see some, I don't know if that's spinach or something, but I can definitely see few things growing. So you don't even need to go to the market to go
You
buy
know what I
anything.
mean? Just go to your backyard, pop crack,
I
you
think,
know?
and then you have your chickens for your eggs, and you can literally come out and slaughter one and cook for the family.
Right now on my backyard on the island, I would have my corn, my peas, my lettuce, my tomatoes, everything already planted. And where I live, it's dry, so I have to water it. So you'll have a hose hooked up to the pipe on the back of your house, and you're like watering it. Or if you don't have running water, because we didn't have like running water all day, so you had to get up early in the morning and gather some water and stuff like that. Or you could have a bucket with a thing, and you go and you water your corn and your peas and stuff, and early in the morning, because it gets dry down on the southern tip of the island.
I don't know. Is this for them? Is this for the chicken? Oh.
They have them chickens inside like that.
Hmm. Okay, so these are babies. They are for you, for the family. Ah. Okay, I was just asking him if this is for business, but this is just for the family.
It's just for
These
the
eggs and
family, yeah.
these cow
I had a
animals.
chicken coop in my
That's good. You
backyard
don't need to
too.
go buy anything. So as you can see, village life
Yeah.
in this part of the world is not as hard. It needs work, but it's not as hard. And he said he only has those chickens, and he's doing all of this for his family. He don't want to go outside and
Sell
spend
anything,
money
yeah.
outside. You want some chicken and you want to cook chicken, you get it for the family.
Get it right in the backyard.
I love village. One of the things that I love about village life is just family coming together and eating together. And in the city, everybody's rushing. So, and they know when you're Muslim, nobody's gonna feed you pork, so don't worry. You will eat chicken, or you will eat normal meat. So stay tuned. And I just want to say this pasta is very tasty. Vala. That means thank you in Serbian. You understand?
Yeah.
Yes, good. In one thing I will tell you guys is human beings, we will understand each other no matter what language. For me, I will use my hands if I have to explain. So if I'm hungry, I will just look at them and be like, eat food, stomach, I'm hungry. And then if I want water, I'm just gonna be like, water. So you have to use your own hands. But anyways, we're gonna continue after the food. We're gonna continue seeing different parts of this small village. And this village is a Romanian community. So I mean, there's other. Was it Slovakian, right? The other community, yeah, Slovakian. So maybe we'll drive by. Stay tuned. Ciao, ciao.
That must be like on a border area for there to be. I don't know where this is. She didn't say where it was, but it must be like on a border region of Serbia and Romania. Yeah, there's that overlap, which kind of happens in the islands too, because we have a lot of Trinidadians living in Grenada. We have a lot of Grenadians living in Trinidad, and other islands, Barbados and stuff. The close-knit islands, St. Vincent, St. Lucia, Dominica. There's an overlap of people from different islands living on other islands and things like that.
Oi.
Dogs
We just came
everywhere.
to one village that's one house where obviously it's not as they're not as privileged, but everything's broken and yeah, let's go.
You see houses like that on the island too. If you go to the countryside, not like this, but you could tell those people aren't as privileged, like she said.
Yeah.
And still, they invite her into the house. You know what I'm saying? But I guarantee you, they're not starving or anything like that, though, because they're probably growing their own stuff and all of that.
And they don't have electricity. So I will show you guys how beautiful houses, like how a lot of people have these beautiful houses. Now I'm showing you that some part of the village, some people are not privileged. They are going through the struggles. So
Everywhere, man. You go to the
yeah,
countryside on the island,
this is where
and
they live.
they don't have electricity or
Look,
anything
all
like
these
that.
dumpsters,
They have a wooden
all this trash,
stove to
all these
cook and
broken
stuff on there.
homes. Look. You look at these broken windows. No electricity, no nothing.
I don't think
And
people
that
are
house
actually
is so
living in
beautiful.
there.
And this house is terrible.
Is people living in
He
there?
doesn't work. He doesn't do much. How long you live here?
By three.
He's here 23 years. Okay, 6 kids. Wow. As I'm telling you, everybody is not privileged. You know, I'm showing you this side of the village where things look tough. Everything is broken. You know, look at these doors. He wants to clean here, but he doesn't have the money. But he's saying this house has been here for over 100 years. It's like generation to generation, family after family.
Yeah.
But again, that's the struggles of life, you know. We see one side good, one side bad. So yeah, I'm gonna see if I can give him something to, you know, thank him. Yeah, that's it. We're gonna buy him some nice things. We're gonna take him to the supermarket, and he can pick whatever he wants, just to help out. Helping others is a passion of mine. I don't help people because it's Muslim, non-Muslim, white, black. I help those that I think need help. So he's happy, eh?
Ciao.
Okay, we're good to go. This guy is happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll be honest with you. I'm glad she saw the good side and the bad side. I really am. You know what I'm saying? Because there is, but here's the thing: whenever you see a side where people are struggling, everybody think people there, there's something wrong with them, they're lazy or they're criminals or something like that. And then you go talk to these people, and they're just everyday people just struggling, trying to make ends meet. Trying, you know what I mean? And they're really friendly. You know, they're just like working really hard, and they just can't get over that hump. And no matter where you go, you'll find places like that. You know what I mean? On the island, man, you go to certain villages, and like I said, you know, there's people, they don't have electricity, and they don't have like a modern stove or anything like that. They just build something in the house that's wooden, and they go out and they cut wood and they cook with that. You know, they light up the wooden stove and stuff like that. My handmade wooden stove, you know, and they cook like that. I had an uncle that had a setup like that, you know what I mean? Uh, so shoot, back then, even when I was growing up, we didn't even have electric stoves there. We had to get these. It's like the same kind of cylinders you get with the barbecue. Only ours was bigger, and in order to get that, you have to go to the other side of the island to the Texaco station in order to buy that. And then you have to bring the empty one, and yeah, it was a struggle because you know we didn't have a car, you know, at the time. So we had to take a bus, and then you get on one bus, and after that you take another bus to go to the area to get that. So you know what I mean, village life, you know. And then for a while there, we didn't have running water 24/7. We'll get running water for about 3 hours during the day, because we lived in the driest part of the island. And this wasn't, we weren't poor, to tell you the truth. You know, this was like a upper middle class area, but, you know, still island village life, you know. So we would have like stuff to catch rainwater, and we would have a big tank in the backyard that we put up so we could have water running 24/7. And when the water comes for in the morning, we have to remember to fill up that tank so that we have water all through the day running. You know what I mean? We didn't have like hot water, cold water. It's just cold water. So you get up first thing in the morning and you're taking a shower before you go to school. It's it's cold. And then like in the afternoon, if you take a shower, oh, because it's hot, because it's coming from the tank and it's blazing hot. You know what I mean? We didn't have washing machines, so we use scrub boards, or we call it juking boards, hang your clothes out to dry. People still do that on the island. You know what I'm saying? Uh, uh, so there's good, there's bad. You know what I mean? And even if you still at a higher level than other people, your parents are working and stuff, you still have those kind of struggles going on. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that she showed that, and then show some humanity by, giving the dude some stuff, you know what I mean? Just a working class person. And despite that, I love village life because it's kind of natural. It's kind of natural because you have no other option but to live a natural type of life. You know what I mean? You grow your own stuff because you can't afford to go to the grocery store. And even if you could afford to go to the grocery store, because we used to go to shops and grocery stores, we supplement our stuff with the stuff we have in our backyard. So we have money to do other things. You know what I mean? Besides, spending on expensive food and stuff like that. That your neighbor had a goat or a cow or something you could get milk from. You know what I mean? I had like 20 chickens in my backyard. I'd give neighbors eggs and stuff, and you know what I mean? Because I had so many, it was just me at the time living in the house. I had all these chickens, that I took care of, had my stuff planted there. Too much for me, give some to the neighbors. You understand what I'm saying? Village life, man. And that's what I want. I want to see that kind of life when I go there, because I relate more to that kind of lifestyle, you know what I mean, than I do to like, like when I lived in New York and stuff, all of that hustle and bustling, you know what I mean? There's nothing really natural about it, Everybody is hustling to make that money and keep up with this and that and the other, It just wasn't it. So when I visit places, I like to go to the rural areas because that's where you find laid back people. And that's what I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below, because I know a lot of people who live in Belgrade either came from rural areas or have family still living in the rural areas. Tell me stories about your grandparents and stuff and what they did and how they did it and things like that. You know what I mean? Stuff that you do. Like I remember after a while I didn't want to plant anything. You know what I mean? I used to do it with my mom and my brother, and after a while it was just me and my mom. But after my mom left, I enjoyed doing it, you know what I mean? Because then I realized why she was doing that, to supplement the food that was coming in. Y'all take care of each other. Let's show some love and thing. Let's do some village love in the big cities and thing, you understand? Where we hook each other up and take care of each other. Have a good day. Let's bring some peace in this world.